Well, it's 9:30. I'm glad that you could join me with a little meditation.
Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
Thank you. I'm just going to turn some lights on. Excuse me for a moment. Well, okay. It's a bit cloudy this morning, a little bit rainy here in Hollywood. But as meditators, as people who are into mindfulness, we're just going to let it be. Just let be what is and concentrate on engaging in the world the best that we can, in celebrating life and, changing what we can. But, something like the weather, we just let it be. Don't rail against it. When you're in a traffic jam, you just have to let it be, right? And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today, about before we get to being patient with what is, I want to give you some things that you might practice, just little practices of mindfulness that you might try today and tomorrow maybe and sometime in the future. Here is a mindful practice that you might find useful. Pause before answering the phone. Allow the phone to ring 3 times before you reply, before you pick it up, so that you can become aware of your breath and speak from a centered and calm space. Too often we just pick up the phone. Instead of doing that, let the phone ring for a few times. Breathe, get centered. Okay. Another thing. Take advantage of lines. Turn inconvenient moments in your day into opportunities for mindfulness. If you're stuck in a line at the supermarket or in a traffic jam, become aware of how your body, posture, and thoughts are affected by the situation. So those moments that are aggravating, and they're there. I don't have to tell you, they're there. Again, in a traffic jam, in a line checking out at Publix, or just waiting in a doctor's office, or whatever it is. Something that's a little inconvenient. It's an opportunity. See it as an opportunity to say, okay, yeah, I'm aggravated, but let's see what I'm thinking about. What are my thoughts that are leading to my aggravation? What am I feeling in my body? Given those thoughts, yes, I can see why am I in this traffic jam, and I got to get to where I'm going, and people are not going to be happy if I'm late, and all of those dialogues that you have with yourself. Look at them. Breathe into them, but don't try and suppress the thought. Just look at the thought and see where it is expressed in your body. Your emotions are physical reactions to thoughts. Here's one more. This is one more mindfulness practice. Take a power shower. Transform your shower or bath by bringing your full attention to the experience. Feel the warm water against your skin and listen to the sounds it makes. Savor the scent of the soap and shampoo and be aware of the variety of textures your hands that are beneath your hands. You know, your hair, your skin, your knees, your elbows. Imagine that you're washing yourself clean of any negativity. Just some mindfulness practices. Now, getting back to, the aggravations in life, using them as an opportunity for mindfulness, letting life unfold, letting life be, letting the world be as it is. Now, of course, there are certain things we're going to try and change, but there's so many little things that we can't. And if we can just let life unfold as it is, showing a little faith in God. Here's something for an intention, a kavanah today. That is, and it's this, savlanut. Savlanut is the Hebrew word for patience. It comes from the word saval, which means to suffer a little bit, to bear a weight. To be patient means to bear under the weight of something. And we all carry the weight of things with us. Sometimes it's a health issue that's not going away anytime soon. Sometimes it's an economic situation. Sometimes it's, we're not sure what it is. It's just a feeling that we have. And to be able to bear up under the weight of that challenge, to be patient with it, and not to add to the experience, not to add suffering to the experience. If it's something we can change, obviously we change it. But if it is something that we just have to live with for a while, we just bear up under it. And to accept, to allow the world to unfold as it is, and to bear some of those burdens that we might carry around with us without adding that extra layer of intellectual blaming and being angry. Now, in your mindfulness practice, there may be times when you are really wrestling with distractions, and the mind constantly takes you away from whatever you are concentrating on. Often it's the breath or the body, or listening to the sounds in the room or in your backyard or whatever. The fact that you notice that your mind is wandering already says that you're doing it the right way. You cannot suppress your thoughts. You cannot clear your mind of all thoughts. Thoughts just arise, and thoughts come and they try and distract us. But the fact that you notice says that it does not say that you're failing. It actually says, you're succeeding. You notice that your mind is wandering, and you gently bring it back. And you may have to do it many, many times, but it's okay. All right. Now I'm just going to get my little bell. I don't use it every day, but I'm going to use it today. And we're going to do a little music. Sometimes it's nice to meditate to music. Put your feet flat on the floor. Sit up in your chair or the sofa or your carpet, whatever you're sitting on right now. And bring your back out a little bit so that the upper back at least isn't supported. It has to hold itself. It has to hold itself straight. Allow your shoulders to relax, your chin parallel to the floor. And as the sound of the bell fades into the distance, give yourself the freedom. Give yourself the gift of being present in this moment. You might do this by gently bringing your attention to your breathing. The in-breath and the out-breath. Noticing every little aspect of the act of breathing. Notice what's happening in your body. If you have an itch somewhere, you have a choice to make, whether to scratch that itch or just to observe it. Sometimes it's interesting and worthwhile just to observe it, to observe the sensation, knowing that it is fleeting. It will be there for a moment or two, and then it will disappear. Notice what's happening in your mind when your mind begins to drift away. Be patient and loving with yourself, and gently bring your focus back to your breathing, to what's happening in your body and in your immediate environment. When we take a moment to be mindful, we are allowing the world to unfold around us and to be as it is. And we feel the currents of life, and we learn to flow with those currents. Not to resist them, but to flow with them. There's time to resist, there's time to change, but so much of life is finding that right current and flowing with it in our work, in our relationships. When we are mindful and awake to the present moment, we are freer to make informed decisions. We're not compulsed to do anything. As the sound of the bell fades in to the distance, you take a breath and release it. Take another breath, release it. One more. Slowly open your eyes. Stretch a little bit. It's great to be alive. Well, think about those 3 mindful techniques that I talked about this morning. Letting the phone ring 3 times before you pick it up. And to get centered, to get very, very centered, very peaceful before you answer. When you're in a line, and you will be in a line waiting for something, use it as an opportunity. When you see frustration rising over something that you can't control, see it as an opportunity. See it as an opportunity for mindfulness, to check in with what's happening, what you're thinking, what the thoughts are in your mind, and how your body and your emotions are reacting. and take a power shower. A long shower or bath. Do that soon, maybe today. And feel the drops of water. If it's a shower, just feel how the water falls on your body. Notice the fragrance of the soap and the textures of your skin and your hair. Feel the warmth on your skin and how it affects your muscles. These are things that cost nothing, but they are truly a gift. So I'm going to be teaching Talmud at 11:30 and in a Zoom class. You can find out what the Zoom number, the Zoom meeting number. You can call the office and get that information if you like, or you can just watch it on our streaming service, or streaming, or Roku, or Facebook, or even FaceTime, or Facebook rather. Sorry, Facebook. So, Boker Tov, Boker Or. And remember to smile and to bring a smile to the face of at least one other person you encounter on your life journey today. See you soon.